It's the Wolek way.
Hey guys, it's Jenny Wolek with Wolek Real Estate Group in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I am so honored to share with you Micheal Maher, who is going to sprinkle all of his magic, lovely referral, generosity ways all over us.
Wow. Wow. I can't wait to sprinkle my magic everywhere.
Well, I just obviously am so excited that you said yes. And to me, it's because it comes from your heart where
Yeah.
you know the value of sharing with agents across the country, all of us in the sales world, about the value of relationships and referrals. So I'm going to let you just kind of go and I'll ask you questions along the way. How about that?
I'm good with that. I think the biggest thing here is that, it's the human approach to sales. The 7L system, the generosity generation, which is our community of people who follow this way of life, growing rapidly, especially now, because the world, everybody's kind of evolving to this. I see, even like Gary V and many others who started out with crush it and kill it and hammer it, and the animal approach to sales are now evolving to this, the thank you economy, the generosity generation, and this helpful, loving thing that the consumers are responding to. So it's the human approach to sales, and that's that. Thank goodness the sales world needed to evolve forever, and now the consumer is dictating that they must change. They don't want to be closed. They don't want to be a lead. They don't want to be called to be sold. They don't want people to find them. They don't want people to sell them. But they want people to hear them, and they want people to help them. Even if you aren't the help, they want help. So hear me, listen to my problems, listen to my needs, listen to where I want to go, my goals, my challenges, my frustrations, and then help me. And if you aren't the answer, then refer me or connect me to someone who can help me. And that is the consumer in a nutshell right now.
Yeah. Well, we got to meet many years ago at a family reunion event, Keller Williams event, and you were sharing. I think I won a drawing. I got a hug from you. I didn't know you personally until that night, and I got one of your books.
Sounds like I won that drawing. If I got a hug from you, it sounds like I was actually the winner in that. I love drawings where I actually win, right? We give it away and then I actually win. It's just like, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, well, we call that a win-win, right?
There you go. Or no deal.
So after that, as a team, we all came back and we read your book, 7 Levels of Communication, and we did it as a book club, as a team, and wow, our minds were blown. So let's go back. I have a question for you relating to those times. How did you and when did it click in your mind and in your business that generosity would be the way to grow your business?
That's a great question. So a couple things. One is I was living it. I just refused. I was going to be a success no matter what, because I really wanted it bad. My dad asked me, my junior year in football, I broke 22 high school passing and total yardage records as a quarterback, and had a lot of success. And I kind of had the cock of the walk, right? I was kind of like the Billy Bad Butt and kind of the studly guy all summer. And then my senior year came and we got a new coach, and he decided that he wanted to run, of all things, the wishbone. Well, I was a throwing quarterback far more than I was a running quarterback. And honestly, I didn't even know the ins and outs of the wishbone offense, but I knew everything about our run and gun or fire offense. And, so the first couple of weeks I was like, I wasn't the starting quarterback. He actually had somebody else running quarterback. And, I wanted to quit. My dad, said, okay, but let me ask you this first. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? If you don't want it very bad, then quit. But if you really want it bad, then turn it up a notch, right? Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that I went out there and I decided, first of all, that I wanted it really bad, which forced me to commit. And once I was committed, at the beginning of practice, it was like run a lap, right? And always before, I would end up in the middle of the pack, even though I was one of the fastest in the group, right? I didn't care. I had that ego problem. And so guess what? The next Monday we had practice. I sprinted around the goal. I won by 30 lengths because everybody else was warming up, but I had bigger things in mind, right? And then we did the drills. I was kicking butt. I was going 1,000 miles an hour, right? And then I ran the second team, and our first team defense was really good. To just let you know, we went to state that year for the first time in a long time for this high school that I went to. So our defense was really good as well as our offense. So we were running second team offense, and I was like telling this right guard who would rather be playing tuba in the band than playing football, right? Because it was hot. And I would say, hey, listen, right now I want you to take Jeff, and I want you to stay in his way. I want you to block Jeff. And so I was kind of inspiring each of them. Our second team offense was beating our first team defense. Yeah. And a couple of weeks later, I became the starting quarterback for this really good team, and we ended up going into the state playoffs and doing quite well. But I learned a lesson, and that is that Micheal Maher has an extra gear, right? I thought I was going 100%, and I really needed to go 100% or 110%. And 110%, this is where a big lesson here is my 110% became my new 100%. And that's what they do with military boot camps. That's what they do with the SEALs training, right? Is you find a new 100%. Mm-hmm. So that's number one is that I was going to do whatever I was going to do and be a success with it because I knew I had this goal. So then I tried expired. I tried FSBOs. I tried door knocking. I tried emailing, right? I was basically a spammer, a solicitor, and a criminal, right? So it's like I could do it that way, but it didn't feel good, and it wasn't working all that good. So I tried the other way, which is I'm gonna take this repeat and referral approach, and I'm gonna do it with generosity, And then I read Proverbs 11:25. Whether you're religious or not, you might want to read that. And I got a real big aha. And I come from a very poor upbringing, and there's the thought of the really poor woman who gave all she had versus the guy who was wealthy, and he gave the same amount, but it was far less committed. It was far less giving. And then Proverbs 11:25 is the promise. I call it the promise. And that is a generous one shall be a prosperous one. And notice that a generous one shall be a prosperous. It doesn't say once you become prosperous, then become generous. No, like the promise that is in here was it's like I had it turned around all my life, and I think most people do, is that, all right, once I have enough, I'll give, right? But it's like, no, a generous one shall be a prosperous. And then I started studying people like Sir Richard Branson and Mark Cuban and all these successful people, and they were generous in the beginning. People don't know that Richard Branson actually gave people portions of his businesses, gave them ownership early on, and as part of his generosity. When other kids were selling lemonade, he was giving lemonade away down the corner, right? I mean, it's like he has this generous element. And, Dave Ramsey wrote The EntreLeadership, and a big part of that is generosity. And so it's like the more you read on it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is the way, right? A generous one shall be a prosperous one. And I didn't have much to give, but I could give a lot. And then the second part of Proverbs 11:25 is, he who shall refresh others shall himself be refreshed. And that's where this whole positive outlook that I have, and this, I'm always looking to compliment others, always. And it's not about me. I'm secure enough with myself that, I'm going to compliment others. I'm going to be always positive. I don't need to complain about my frustrations or things, And so I started refreshing others, and people suddenly wanted to refresh me. And I had to tell people a generous one shall be a prosperous one is I needed to tell people how I could be prosperous, how they could help me when it came to reciprocity. And that was referrals. I needed to educate her. Listen, it's like, they're like, oh, thank you so much. How can I help you? And it was just like referrals, right? It's like, oh, Micheal, you're so positive. You're so good natured. You're always helping, what can I do for you? Referrals, right? And so, it was a re-education to everybody around me that referrals were the way to repay me. Not dinners, not gifts, it is referrals, which led to 37 transactions my first year, 87 my second, and 187 in my third. All referral, right? All by myself. That was fun. I can't. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, helped tremendously as well, as you can imagine, and had a lot of patience with me, which she still has. She still has to muster that up.
So you discovered you had an extra gear. You knew you'd be successful at whatever career you chose. And then you put it into action.
Yeah.
You set forth a plan and you put it into action. And that's kind of what you did for all of us, the real estate agent world, by creating a book for us. This is a system.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Right?
It's a playbook of systems, right? It's just run the play. You don't need to know all 100 plays. Mm-hmm. If you run one play, I just got off a coaching call, right? It's just like he was asking about success stories, and he was asking about the communication plan. And he was asking about all these, the chosen one script. He was asking about all these. I was like, Sean, run the play. Your play is networking stack, or is networking to networking stack to your top YAP event. That's your play for new people. And then your play for your top 100 is invite them to the top YAP, which filters into a networking stack. So all you need to know is the invite and the top YAP event and the networking stack. That's the play you're going to run. Yeah, but no, right. Run the play. Right. Bruce Lee said, I do not fear the man with 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And interesting that he used 10,000, because now with outliers and all the research, it's 10,000 hours for mastery, which has a lot of merit. There's a lot of justification for that. And then, John Wooden with his players would say, hey, listen, we're not going to practice until we get it right. We're going to practice it until you can't get it wrong. Mm-hmm. And that was, Lou Alcindor, who was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest players ever, Bill Walton, they talked about when they went to bed at night, they would have the play that they practiced for an hour running through their head. That's mastery. That's run the play, master the play, run one play. And you will get, this is not about getting 5 new referrals a year, right? This is about 50, 60, 70, maybe 500, right? Toral in northwestern part of the United States and near Seattle, she had 5 referrals the first year we started coaching. She did 276 last year, right? Wow. She ran the play. Just run the play.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned YAP, and maybe not all our viewers know what you're talking about. So share what that means.
You're so good at this.
And
oh my gosh, when is TV like in your future? This is like me. I've got a face for radio, right? You need to be on TV, right? You
need to stop talking about me. This is about you. Okay.
You're so good. See how good she is.
So let me lead you into this, because actually how we got to reconnect was this past year, 2017, we had a Gen event in my city.
That's right.
And we all showed up as a team, and it was so great because everyone on my team had total buy-in. And what a fabulous way. We already were going down that path of being referral-based business and referral, and so you just added extra layers and systems for us. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for bringing the whole team so that you didn't have to go back and dump on them, right? The worst thing is going to a conference and you learn all these great ideas and you come back to the team and go, this you got to put in the play. We got to have invited next week. Yeah. And they're like, what? So the YAP is yearly appreciation plan.
Yeah.
It's a system, right? And there's Gen is short for the generosity generation, right? And you are the gift, and it is about being a gifter as well as a giver. And we talk about being a gifter and reaching out as a gifter. We call our peeps, a lot of them, gifters. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those where the YAP is a yearly appreciation plan you have 2 of them, right? One is for your top YAP, And your top YAP is for your top people. In most cases, it's your Dunbar's 150, right? It's 150 people or less. Some people have 37, some people have 67, some people, Sean had 122. Noel Bittinger out of Michigan had 127. So it's 150 is nebulous, but you need to have these smaller events for that group of people. So we have a prescription, which is 4 of those throughout the year. And then there's the all YAP, which is the yearly appreciation plan for your entire database. And you are going to invite everybody. If you're an agent in Oklahoma, you're going to invite all the agents you know in Las Vegas, Florida. You're going to invite all agents. You're going to invite all leads, right? All your internet leads. You're going to invite, of course, your entire database. You're going to invite your vendors. You're going to invite everyone to these events, right? They're going to come to you at the office or at a meeting place of some sort. They're going to get a gift of some sort. They're going to participate in a charity because everybody loves contributions, one of the 6 basic human needs. Mm-hmm. And you're going to partner with a sponsor. You're going to partner with a charity or nonprofit, and they're going to come flocking in. They're going to come in, and it's very attractive and very fun. And that's the all YAP you're going to have. And that's the biggest mistake I see out there is people have no client appreciation events. So they say they appreciate, but telling versus showing are 2 different things, right? What if we showed them that we appreciate them? And that's what you do with an event, right? You get a chance to actually show them, hug them, high-five them, shake their hand, show your appreciation instead of just saying, we so appreciate you. And it's like the crickets are chirping. Do you really? So, so that's and the number 1 error is not having any appreciation events. And I see even the top producers who are very marketing driven. You can still be marketing driven and also be communication driven or database driven. And they don't have any events. That's the number 1 mistake. Number 2 mistake I see is having one yearly appreciation event, which I see a lot of people do. And it's an afterthought, right? At the last second, they're scrambling. They have 300 people. They pay way too much. They have no sponsors, no charities. Yeah. And they think that it was a really good event because they actually got the high five and shake, but it could have been so much better. And but what is the perfect number of events, right? That's, you talk about sprinkling the magic, is luckily, we have that answer now after years and years of research, is that, you really should have 3, not 4, not 50. You should have 3, right? And 3 leads to energy, momentum, and referrals, right? If you have that big event, a lot of people do it in November or December, then what happens, right? People go to the holiday. In fact, one of the worst times to have an event is November or December, because Christmas hits, New Year's hits, everybody's in hibernation. You've lost that momentum, right? So the best time to have an event is in the spring, February, March, April, and then that leads to a June, July, August, and then that leads to that November, December event, that breakfast with Santa that Don McNaughton just had and got, had 300 people got 22 referrals. And quite honestly, if he would have ran the system the whole year, he probably would have got 60, 70 referrals at that event. So so the magic number is 3 events for all YAP and 4 for your top YAP.
I love all that. And we are so happy that we actually have these events on our calendar. So thank you.
Yay.
So something though that you share with us is that when you do have these events on your calendar, that becomes your lead generation.
That's right. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And the best person in the world in some cases is a non-attendee.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, tell me
I am so fond of non-attendees. They don't cost me any money. They don't.
Love.
Yeah. And the power to this system is, and just to clarify, we've taken that yearly plan, and it's like, what do you want to do with your yearly business plan? Mm-hmm. You want to break it down to 6 months, quarter, monthly, and then weekly, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we've done is we've taken, there is a 52-week plan for the all YAP and a 52-week plan for the top YAP. And if all you did were those 2 things, then you are done with your business plan for your database. You don't have to send any emails. You don't have to give away any prizes. You don't have to, I mean, it's just like, just run these two programs and you're always going to be in flow with your database because you're going to be inviting them or you're going to be thanking them. Who doesn't want to be invited? They all want to be invited, trust me, right?
Right.
And they all want to be thanked, right? Whether they made the event or not, we need to say thank you. Right?
So I'm going to play the limiting belief card of an agent that has been trained, like many of us, that I need to be hardcore outbound prospecting daily, asking for referrals. Who do you know that needs to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate that I can call today?
Yeah. How's that working for you?
Yeah. So that's what I'm asking here.
Yeah. I'm asking them that, right?
Yeah. And are you giving them permission as an expert in this and a successful real estate agent who has helped thousands, if not millions of agents across the world with this system and thinking from a place of generosity and giving
and abundance
that it's okay?
Oh, it's beyond okay. I mean, I'm going to take it to the other end of the spectrum. People are always like, well, do whatever you want, right? Do whatever, whatever, however you run your business is fine. And I'm going to just tell people, quit running your business that way, right? It's like, that is the way to get into the NFL. And by NFL, I mean no friends left league. If they know you're calling all the time to get something, you don't even answer those calls, right? If you see the name on the caller ID and you see it's somebody that's always looking to get something or complain or sell you something, or is just plain annoying, right? You're not going to answer the phone. Well, I have to tell you, I just had, this call, somebody that, comes from the used car in the past and was the hunter and wanted to crush it and kill it. And it's like, well, these are people, right? So don't crush them or kill them, love them. But he had burned some bridges, right? Yeah. By calling and always out. And he goes, they don't answer the phone anymore, right? And you might think, well, I have a database. It's like, no, you don't. In fact, you have 500 people you've PO'd, right? Yeah. So it's like, you got to build new. So it's like, no more asking for referrals verbally at all. No more asking for, that kind of thing. That's the power of the invitation. You're going to ask for them to get closer to you in life. Mm-hmm. And some will say yes, most will say yes, and some will say no. Right. And if they say no, then it's okay. And you're going to really focus on the people who say yes. The invitation is a filter. Everybody needs to understand that, right? The fastest way to clean your database is to invite them all to an event over the phone, because you're going to find that there are some that say, you're inviting me to a real estate event? That is so wrong. Oh, okay. I mean, I wanted you to come pick up a freaking tree. Right. It's like, I'm trying to give you something.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay. And it's like, okay, that's a no, take them out of the database. But there's going to be those that say, oh my gosh, that's a great idea, but I can't make it. Keep them in your database. And then there are those that are like, and there's two groups of these people. The yes, which is, you know what, that sounds like a great idea. And, we'll put it on the calendar. And then there is the yes, which is the person who goes, oh, that's the same weekend as Jimmy or we have another event. You know what we're going to do? We're going to move that. And then we'll make sure that we're at your event. And then we'll do Jimmy's birthday party at 3 instead of 10 a.m. That's a yes, right? So yeah, your yes, no's, and no-nos, right? And your no-nos, you just delete. Yeah. It's the fastest way to filter your database ever. And do it in the first quarter, right? Filter in the first quarter.
I was talking with a newer agent, and you actually came up. She's in your group as well. And I was sharing with her, if you hadn't made calls to your database in a long time, you're already Facebook friends with them. Start with just a simple birthday call and don't ask for business. It's That's a simple happy birthday. And I know you have a great birthday script. So you want to share that with everyone?
That sounds great. So first of all, if you call them on their birthday, it's good. But what if there is something that you could do that was even better? right? So the birthday call is good. You should have it on your calendar. Like all of my Catalyst clients, all of my Platinum clients, all of my CRTs, which is certified referral trainers, and all of my CRT Master Series, which is certified referral trainers who are in a Master Series training and mastermind program, all their birthdays are on my calendar, right? So, but I also do something slightly different, which is it has a 24-hour notice on it. So when Jenny's birthday is, it pops up 24 hours before, which is
which is on Thursday, by the way.
Which is on Thursday. So, wow. So we can do this right now, right? So we call on Wednesday. So if Jenny's birthday is on Thursday, we're going to call on Wednesday. In this case, we're going to call on Tuesday.
Okay.
Right? So it would go something like this. And I do slide dial this just to be totally forthright, because I want to leave a voicemail, because the difference in talking with them or leaving voicemail, there's very, very slight difference. And I want to, there's some things I want to say. So it's easier to say that if you're just saying it. So it would go something like this, is that, hey, Jenny, I hear you have a special day coming up. In fact, it looks like it's Thursday, and I have appointments all day, and we'll actually be traveling some on Thursday. But I have to tell you, I could not let your special day come and go without wishing you the happiest birthday ever. Here's the thing is, I truly believe that birthdays are the most underrated holiday of all time. I almost missed one, right? And whenever you're getting ready to almost miss a birthday, it's amazing how great you feel about birthdays. So make sure you celebrate not just Thursday, not just Friday, right? Celebrate the whole weekend. And the other thing too is listen, let's make this your best year yet. As your coach, I'm so humbled and privileged to be a part of your next year. And I really do want to make this your best year yet. Thank you for choosing to be a catalyst. Thank you for being a catalyst in your community. And here's the thing. I know we're friends on Facebook, and I could have just posted like everybody else is going to, but I really feel like our relationship is the such that it deserved a personal phone call. So I just wanted to call you and wish you the happiest birthday ever. We'll talk to you soon. Click.
And that is a beautiful, beautiful way to make somebody feel valued and appreciated.
Yeah. So let's break it down, right? What is the power of the day before birthday call, or in this case, 2 days before birthday call? What are some of the things in there? And I will tell you, I know a lot of your people will be watching this on Facebook Live or later. Is in the comments. I would really love for people to break down. There is so much going on in that call that is good, that it's worth analyzing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I make birthday calls and without the purpose behind it, like you just did. Yeah. And it is still shocking to me. I just called an agent friend in North Carolina, and he said that his parents didn't even call him on his birthday. So those are important calls to make.
I'll tell you, I called Sierra Grind recently, and Sierra's like, I'm not going to tell her age, but she's not 30, right? So she's young. And she goes, you have been calling me for 9 straight years. Ever since I've met you, you've never missed my birthday. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I mean, so does that make me more referable or less referable? Right?
I can't believe you just said the word referable, because it's on my piece of paper right here. When you shared that from the stage at Gen, you used the word and it shifted all of my mindset.
Yeah. The ultimate purpose of a business is to be referable. If your business is not referable, then you don't even have a business. What are you in business for? You can't tell me about quality service, right? If you really had quality service, your business would be referable, right? So what is remarkable? What is referable, right? And to be referable, you need 3 things. And you need character, right? 3 C's of referability. Number 1 is character, honesty in everything, integrity. Why is Tylenol still around when Enron is not, right? Tylenol had a major issue with people lacing the pills, right? And they were totally honest, and they took back millions in inventory, right? They handled it with 100% character and integrity. Enron, other end of the spectrum, gone, right? Yeah. Pets.com. Pets.com, greatest name ever, right? They had a great budget, a great name. All what they were dishonest, right? They were not. They didn't take things seriously, right? So character is the first C. The second one is competence. You know, you need to be good at what you do. Character is doing the right thing. Competence is doing things right. So you need to not only do the right thing, but you need to do things right, and not only right, but do them really right. You know, and then the third C is communication, and this is where Referco comes in. Many companies are great at character. They are on it. They're full of good people, and they do good work. The problem is they don't know how to communicate in a way that makes them more referable, right? And that's, or they don't know how to make things remarkable or referable, and that's what we help them do. So the ultimate purpose of a business is to be referable, truly, right? And if it's referable, then it's sellable.
So something you triggered in my mind to ask you about is what I also loved learning from you was in our Facebook being a huge part of a lot of our businesses in our world, rather than being a bragger on my own page, how are ways that you encourage us to be social on social media?
Yeah. So first and foremost, don't be the hero, be the guide, right? Do not be the hero of your own story, right? Be the guide on the side, and be the guide who made it possible. So success stories, don't write about your success story. Let somebody else write that story, right? Let Steven Spielberg write that story, right?
Yeah.
You need to write the story of your clients being the hero, and you are the guide on the side. And too many of us wanted to be, and listen, I wanted to be the hero, right? I wanted people to think I was a genius or really smart or successful or whatever. I still want them to think that, but what I found is the way to make them think that is not by talking about myself. The more you talk about yourself, the less room there is in the world for others to talk about you, right? So the less you talk about yourself, guess what? The more other people can talk about you and brag about you, right? So it leads to, when you tell the story of your clients, right? They are the heroes. They made the right choice. You were just a guide on the side. Here's how I helped them. Here's how I supported them. But brag on others all the time. Brag on your vendors. Brag on your lenders. Brag on your clients. Brag on other people. Brag on people that, your friends, your family members, whatever it may be, right? And what is amazing about bragging on other people, it's called championing, is that it's easy to champion a champion. So what happens is that when you champion others, people are more likely to champion you. You know why? Because they know if they champion you, that you're likely to do what?
Champion them back.
Champion them, right? So by championing, just be a champion of others all the time. On social media, if you look at my page, other than one or two occasional things, I champion my son all the time. So that is one thing. Which is kind of like championing yourself. So I have to watch that. But I love championing others. I love talking about the Jenny Woleks of the world who are doing great things for a lot of great people. And I love championing my catalyst. I just referred right before this. I had 8 minutes before the Zoom started. I had somebody who was looking for a referral in Henderson, Nevada, right? It's an agent to agent. I get nothing out of it. But it's a catalyst who was looking for help. So guess what? I found an agent in Henderson, Nevada that I know really, really well, who's also a catalyst, and I put them together, and they're going to work together. And once again, I'm not going to get into that, but I champion them to each other, and I found that by championing others, more people tend to champion what I do.
I feel like we could go on and on and on and on, and I definitely love all of your energy and all that you share with us. How are ways that people can get into your world? Is it through coaching, or what's your thing right now?
Yeah, that's a big jump, right? I think first and foremost, go get the book on referrals.com, right? Go get 7L. Once they read 7L, if they want to know what's next, then come to us at referco.com. At referco.com. Realize that they're going to be joining a community, the Generosity Generation, which is an awesome group to be a part of, like-minded, great-hearted, but also producing people. But I also protect my community like a ferocious mother bear.
Yeah.
You know, and the takers are weeded out very quickly, and the givers truly soar to the next level. And just know you're welcome in the generosity generation, and don't ask for referrals, and you're more likely to get them. And it's a lot of fun, right?
It is a lot of fun, and you are a lot of fun, even though you're a self-proclaimed introvert.
I am an introvert. I am. Yeah. It's just like I have these coaching clients who are like, yeah, my top yap events this year are going to be dinners at my house. And I'm like, you go.
Whoa.
I would never. I don't even invite my family to my house. You know, I mean, no offense to my family, I love them, but I'm a hermit. I'd much rather, you know, cubby away. And I was a reluctant person to go into the speaking, but listen, my issues are much smaller than the mission and the message of this human approach to sales. And I didn't even realize that when I started, but there is a cancer that is out there that is this old way of selling, and people are wondering why it doesn't work anymore. But the consumer has shifted, right? The cheese has moved, baby. Who moved the cheese? The consumer moved the cheese. And
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, and amen, right? Well, they got smart because the word of mouth thing, the beautiful thing about social media is that the bad guys are exposed. When somebody's bad to someone, they now go tell 3,000 people or 5, the bad guy. But here's what's beautiful about social media too, is the good people like Jenny Wolek and Micheal Maher get a chance to like see each other, meet each other, and network and know each other. So the bad guys are being exposed, but the good people are being exposed too. And you know, people are attracted to the good guys, right? I mean, it's just happening. Listen, they need to get off the animal approach to sales. What's funny about realtors and specifically, but salespeople, is people recommend these movies all the time, right? What are the movies that are like, if you want to be in sales, you've got to watch these movies. What are some movies that people recommend, Jenny?
Gosh. Glengarry Glen Ross. I don't know.
Absolutely. The Glengarry Glen Ross, right? What else?
Oh gosh, I'm not good at this game.
Yeah. So Boiler Room, right? Boiler Room. And then The Wolf on Wall Street. You got to watch The Wolf on Wall Street because it's real. What's amazing about all three of those movies, right? Those are our mentors. Those are our models. At the end of those movies, everybody either dies or goes to prison.
Yeah.
That's our model. Give me a break. How about we go down the human approach to sales model, right?
Yeah.
So,
I agree. That is a great note to end on, and I appreciate you so very much, sir. Absolutely. If you need anything from me, my number is 918-706-9845. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.